Hey everybody, it's Chris Bunbury here. Wow, so I'm just out of Hall H. I was in there all day because I was waiting for a little panel that you might have heard about or you might have read about on JoeBlow.com. The Marvel Hall H panel. And boy, oh boy, there was a lot to unpack there. So hey, let's get started. Let's dig right into it. So, Captain America Brave New World. You all recently saw the trailer, didn't you? So they brought out the Captain America Brave New World cast. There's Anthony Mackie, of course, who's playing Cap. There's Danny Ramirez, who's playing Falcon. There's Giancarlo Esposito, who's playing Serpent Society leader Sidewinder. And then there's also Tim Blake Nelson, who's playing the leader for the first time in 16 years. That's right, since the Incredible Hulk. Can you believe that it was actually 16 years ago? I certainly can't. But the big surprise is that they showed a trailer that ends with Harrison Ford as Thunderbolt Ross, like hulking out, and you get to see exactly what he looks like, and it's Harrison Ford as the Red Hulk, and it's completely amazing. And I think it's gonna sell a lot of tickets, even if people don't necessarily want to see the movie now. I think that when footage of this transformation actually comes out, people are gonna be much more into it. They brought out Harrison Ford on stage, who started roaring like the Hulk, and it was amazing. It was really good. And Kevin Feige, of course, he said it before and he said it again, that this movie is kind of inspired by The Winter Soldier. So, is it going to be as good as The Winter Soldier? I mean, what's as good as The Winter Soldier? But I think it's going to be very entertaining, and I think that Red Hulk is going to be really cool. Speaking of Red, they did Thunderbolts next, and David Harbour actually came out in full regalia as Red Guardian and did this kind of funny bit where he's running around and really upset that none of the other cast members dressed up as their characters, which I thought was kind of funny. So they brought out the whole cast: Florence Pugh, Sebastian Stan, Hannah John Kamen, Wyatt Russell, Julia Louis-Dreyfus. I mean, it was crazy. The only one who wasn't there was actually Olga Kurylenko. They brought out the director as well. And they showed the first trailer of Thunderbolts, which shows kind of how the group gets together, how Yelena ends up, meeting up with her dad again, kind of recruiting him, that they're the bad guys, but there are worse guys. That's the whole point of the film, right? Interesting thing, it's called Thunderbolts, and of course the president is Thunderbolt Ross, played by Harrison Ford, and they said that aspect is why there's an asterisk in the title. So from whatever that's supposed to mean, I don't know, but maybe they go up against him, maybe the Red Hulk's in it. Who knows? Who's to say? It'll be interesting to see, and I think this is going to be one that's going to do pretty well with fans. It looks like they're playing the hits with this one, Marvel. I think it's going to be a huge hit. Probably bigger than Brave New World. Although then again, I mean, like I said before, I think Red Hulk is going to bring a lot of people in. So next up is Fantastic Four, which I feel like some of you are actually kind of curious about, right? Am I wrong? So they brought out Matt Shakman, who said that he had some interesting footage from us, that it was a whole like previs and pre-shoot stuff, but it was actually like this amazing kind of little short film that's done in 1960s fashion, old-fashioned 16 millimeter with the rounded out sides in 1:3:3, showing kind of how the Fantastic Four are these big celebrities in their alternate version of the 1960s. And it was really cool. I mean, you get to see Pedro Pascal kind of acting as this really heightened version of Mr. Fantastic, who's almost like a game show host or children's show TV host. He's really kind of, almost like a Richard Dawson type character, right? Like from Family Feud, if you remember that. He's that kind of guy. And Sue Storm is his kind of picture perfect wife, who's kind of going along with the whole thing. Then there's Ebon Moss-Bachrach as Ben Grimm, who seems somewhat more cynical. And then there's Johnny Storm, played by Joseph Quinn, who seems completely reluctant and very shy. A much different performance than what Chris Evans gave as Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four movies, and perhaps another movie that you may have seen recently, but I'm not going to reveal what it was. Anyway, the footage that they showed was amazing, and then it cuts to 2:35:1, the aspect ratio, and it shows the Galactus reveal, which blew people away. And then they brought the Fantastic Four out on stage and revealed them to everybody. And they even said that the Fantastic Four, the Thunderbolts, and Captain America, Falcon, all these other characters that we saw are all going to be in the next two Avengers movies. And they revealed who are actually going to be directing the Avengers movies. And what do you know? It's the Russo brothers. So what they did was they revealed Secret War, which is actually going to be the second film. But the first film is going to be one that they said exists just to basically set up who they think is probably the most important character in the Marvel continuity, which is, of course, Doctor Doom. And they said to play Doctor Doom, they've got to get the greatest actor in the world to play him. And wouldn't you know it, they did this really cool thing where Doctor Doom came out, they unmasked him, and it was, who do you think some unknown named Robert Downey Jr. And boy, you would not believe how the Comic-Con audience completely went insane for this reveal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is he playing an alternate version of Tony Stark that becomes Doctor Doom, or is he playing Victor Von Doom? I would imagine he's playing an alternate version of Tony Stark that becomes Doctor Doom, but they did not reveal anything at all. They said that all will be revealed in 2 years when the movie comes out, but I would imagine it'll be a lot sooner than that. No mention of Kang whatsoever, so I kind of think that character might be over and done with. I guess we'll have to see. Maybe at D23 they'll announce something. But I gotta say, the reveal of Doom being in the next 2 Avengers movies, I mean, the audience was going crazy. I mean, hey, we saw with the box office for Deadpool and Wolverine that people still will go see a Marvel movie if they feel that it's, the kind of thing that they want to see. And I think that Marvel now has learned their lesson from some dicey movies and are playing the hits. And I think that Fantastic Four is going to be huge. I think Thunderbolts is going to be huge. Brave New World, I'm not super sure about, but I think the Hulk is gonna definitely encourage some of the people that aren't quite as optimistic about it as I am to go see it. And then, of course, you got the Avengers movies, which I think are gonna be massive. So that's what the Marvel panel was. I'm sure you're all excited. I'm sure you got a lot of questions. I unfortunately don't have the answers, but I think we'll all find out in the next couple months a bit more of an idea of where the MCU is heading. But I have to say, looks very positive, and the Hall H crowd was going crazy.